Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, so grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use.
Welcome to another episode of Just Minding My Business. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And this is Ruth Haskins, your co-host.
I hope you had an amazing day. Today is all about art. Coming to the mic is Aaron Paskin, who descended from 4 generations of landscape and portrait painters. Needless to say, from the age of 7 years old, Aaron Paskins knew that art would be his life commission. We are so pleased to bring to the mic today award-winning sculptor Aaron Paskins with his wife, Miss Gina Paskins. Well, welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Paskins.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having us. It's a pleasure to be a part of this show.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, looking at your bio and what you've been doing, it was inevitable that you were going to be in art. So, can you share with us the type of art that you do?
Yes, I am a sculptor. I've been sculpting for like 30 years. I kind of worked my way from a painter to sculpting. I went the traditional route, and then I had to use untraditional means to get to where we're at. But I actually am a sculptor. I've been doing that for like 30 years.
Wow.
How did you make that transition from painting to sculpting? What was the impetus?
With the transition from painting to sculpting, it usually deals with you have to get the skills, is what I would say. Every thing and becoming a professional artist that sells nationally and internationally and stuff like that, it has a certain amount of skill set that you have to have. One of those things was going through the academic whole thing of going through art school, graduate, undergrad, and doing what they call sabbaticals and independent studies. It was a lot of that, many years. And then it takes a number of years to build your studio, and that's how pretty much I gained the skill set for to do the sculpting and stuff like that. It doesn't come overnight. You have to work it just like any athlete, any entertainer, anyone that is a professional at what they do.
Excellent.
Okay. So what type of sculptures do you do?
We do a lot of figurative work. We do commission work. We have a lot of sculptures that most of the public sees of indigenous tribes. I try to do a lot of African-inspired work. Our company is named Our Story Studios. One of the reasons why we named that is because we're trying to tell our history and a different aspect of what you would normally see out in museums or in the public or, in various areas such as residential commercial. So you can think of it as being African-inspired artwork.
Okay. Where's your studio located?
We're located in Dover, Delaware. Our main studio is here. We just built a brand new facility because we've had so many orders and we've had the public coming. So we just finished a brand new facility it's a larger facility for building monuments and all kinds of stuff like that. But we're located in Dover, Delaware.
Oh, okay.
And we sell nationally and internationally too. So.
Oh, okay.
Very fine. In your studio work, do you also have an outreach to the community? Do you work with with young people or anything?
We do a lot of lectures. We try to work with young people. We try to invite people in for studio visits. We donate artwork to various causes. We're talking this. I'm glad you mentioned that because we were talking about doing some projects with the Lynx down in South Florida. And some coming up events with them, with their art program and their LEAP program. So we do those kind of things for outreach also. That's real important. I think it's a give and take. You can't expect great things to happen to you without giving, of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And we always try to keep, a spiritual basis of everything that we do. That's real important.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I would agree. Definitely. Definitely. So, I'm like speechless right now because I'm just went through your website and I mean, it is just, you guys are just above awesome.
Well, we thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes, and I know one of your main things that you say is I want to be remembered my love of art and my devotion to it my whole life.
Yes. I really have a great love. Ever since I've been a child, I've always had a knack for art. It was the one thing that I dreamt of. I didn't imagine I would come, this far with it. It's like a dream come true. And I think it's like one of the greatest gifts that, you can get from God to do something all your life that you always wanted to do. Not many people are blessed to be able to say that, It's almost like I would dare say it's like a sacred feeling with me. I mean, because that's how I take it. I appreciate all the people. If a person loves my work, I appreciate it, and if they don't, I appreciate it too because it comes from the heart. But I try to bring something from my spirit. Most of the time, if it's not really something I'm trying to say, or if I really don't have a feeling for it, I'm not going to even produce that piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense. That's how I really flow with the way I design stuff.
Right. Could you talk a little bit more about that? Because you hit on something that's really very important. You said that from your earliest memories, as a child, and you started really becoming into art, that you loved it.
Yes.
So many people know who they are when they're a child, and then they abandon it. How did you hold on to your dream?
I think that you have to kind of see life. One of the reasons why what basically happened with me was my father beforehand was an artist, so I got to see him do some incredible works, and I was like mystified at a young age, 5 to 7 and earlier, of when I kind of got a grasp of what he was doing. So I was like, wow, how can he just make something up like that? And I seen him go through the process, and I decided pretty much after that age of 7 that that's something that I would really like to do. It just amazed me to the fact that someone could take something from scratch and take it from a concept, and from the concept design it and bring it to life. It's kind of, it's just one of those things in life that's very, very special.
Uh-huh. Well, along that line, one of the things that you said too is, I'm going to your website, you say that the human anatomy is the greatest subject one can visualize. So where did you get your ability to sculpt the human body? Because you have one statue. In fact, many of the ones that I saw were just phenomenal. I don't know what you call him, but I call him the Running Man.
Okay, that particular work is called Rites of Passage.
Rites of Passage. Okay.
It's called Rites of Passage. And basically what that is, that's like an initiation piece. What I was trying to do with that particular piece, and then I'll go into the figurative stuff, was that I was trying to show the meaning of it was an initiation moving from childhood to an adulthood. So, and some of the indigenous cultures, they have a rites of passage. The younger men and younger women go through stages to become the adult, and that's what you're seeing. I just want to show like a glimpse of maybe he was doing something, maybe he was running, maybe he was running away from something for that. That particular piece also won Best of Show at a place called Arts Alive in Ocean City, Maryland, for 2017.
Understandably.
How I got into the figurative work was a lot of years spent studying actual works of art, a lot of years spent drawing actual figures, both live and both from wherever I could get them from. When I first started, I didn't start out with a magnificent studio. I started small, with a small little closet in my small room that I had, and I just kept the dream going. And I kept working, and as you develop, you get there. As you keep going to school, the more you go to school, of course, the better you become and the more educated you become. And you just never give up. That's what I would say. For any young person that's out there, I would definitely say never give up on your dreams. If art is what you want to do, you can do it. I'm living proof of it.
Mhm.
That's
yes,
very
my son is
encouraging.
an artist. He's like sketching. He's been sketching since he was 7 years old. He graduated from the Art Institute, so he wants to do comic books.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's a huge market. Huge market. One thing I would advise any artist, especially if they're going in after they've graduated for sure and they're taking it very, very seriously and professionally, is to think about how can I do what I'm going to do, produce the type of work that I want to produce and control it. Because I think that one thing that we're not taught is we're taught to be consumers, but we're not taught to produce the items, to manufacture the certain things that people love, both artistically and everything else, you know. So that's very important.
Yes. So tell us, how do people able to see your work? How often do you have open house at your studio?
Well, the new studio, one of the reasons why we built the new studio is we were getting so many visits. First of all, to answer the question, anyone in the general public or your listeners are welcome at any time. We always just like to have a call. You can look at the website to call us. Our website is ourstoriestudiosart.com. It has a number. My wife's number's there. You can always contact her, set up any visit, so we'll be prepared that you're coming, and you can see all kinds of work that's for shows, all kinds of work that we have for museums, and all kinds of future work that we have for various public and private events that we have going on.
Okay. Do you have any upcoming events?
Yes, we do. We have museum tours. I have gallery shows. We have a couple that we call top secret ones, but I can give you just like a rough draft of what they are. We have some designs that are going to possibly be for a park.
Oh.
So we're working on that, and we're just going through our phases. We normally schedule out 5 to 6 months ahead of any of the events that we normally do. It's always a roster of shows, and plus we're sitting on a lot of commissions. So it's always something going on, something in the works.
Okay, so are you on social? Go ahead, Ruth. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. This is Mrs. Paskins and taking over to give him a little break here.
Oh, okay.
Miss Ida, I came into. I would like to tell my part of the story and how I became a part of our story, if you don't mind.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
I'm a native Floridian. So I came from Florida, and when my husband and I was introduced by his sister, and we've been married for 19 years. So what we did was, in the process of him already starting the company itself, I just came in and added a little bit of business because I have a business administration degree that I received from Bethune-Cookman College years ago. That don't tell my age. But, yes, I used that to kind of format it because he was trying to do all of it in one. He was being the business he was creating the pieces. He was also being the business manager and running the company. And I was like, it's hard to do all of that out of one person. And I felt that you just needed to just leave it alone and let someone else stop in and come in and help. So I volunteered to jump in and take over some of that part of the business so that it flows easily. We have upcoming, like he was speaking of, on the Biggs Museum for 2019. It's the Museum of Fine Art in Dover, Delaware, and they got us scheduled from May 3rd to July 21st, 2019. And it's a one-man solo show, so he's like the first, one of the, maybe the second of the African-American artists that will be exhibiting all of his pieces of artwork in that museum. Now, they have some artwork that was previously installed there, but the artist is no longer with us. So he will be the living artist that will be featured for 3.5 months at that museum. And that's one of our goals. It's fantastic to know that they honored us enough to let us know that we be welcome to showcase. And we want the word to be spread. We want people to come from far and abroad to participate. it makes it seem so important because our story is just what it is. It tells a story of where our humble beginnings was without the Creator, which is God, who gave him that information that he needed to present this to the world, is phenomenal. So I stand behind him 100%. We have to do this. We have to educate our youth, our kids of tomorrow, because without this, what he's doing is no future for our children. And they need to be educated in our culture. A lot of people ask us, why do we do African-American sculpture? Well, our theme is that we are African-American. We wouldn't want to do anything other than what we are. Our ancestors is always first, forefathers, people who paved the way for us to be here right now. We honor them. We pay homage to them. That's important.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just like I heard you say, you know, a lot of times as an entrepreneur, we try to wear all the hats, and it's difficult. So God blessed him with someone like you to be able to take over the business aspect of it and create something bigger and better.
Absolutely. We always reach out to our clientele. We reach out to other people. When we go to shows, we love interaction with people that we've never met before because they're so impressed at how well reversed and adverse that we are in what we know. We have knowledge. We've trained in this. We take it, and it comes from the heart. When people meet us and talk with us, they know it's genuine. It's not a fake, phoning anything. It's real. It comes from the heart. If we didn't love it as much as we do, we would never have done it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so evident when you see it on the work displayed, exhibited. It is evident that this is not an intellectual process. This is something that's coming from the heart. And some of your pieces are just absolutely stunning. The first time I saw your work was maybe 2 years ago in Baltimore at the Baltimore Convention Center. And I walked around the corner. Yes, and I saw that statue. And what did you call it again?
Rites of Passage.
The Rite of Passage. I didn't know what it was at that time, but I remember coming around the corner, and when I saw it, I just stopped. And I had to catch my breath. It's that kind of presentation that Aaron Paskins creates. It is something, his work is something that will literally take your breath away. It's stunningly beautiful, and how do people describe your work? Because it's so powerful. It's powerful. Every piece is powerful. There's one of a lion that is like, oh, I wouldn't want to meet up with him.
Yes,
you know? And yet at the same time you see the beauty of the animal.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about Mufasa. Mufasa, the word Mufasa comes from the word king. It's from the Manzoto language, and that's a region in Kenya, Kenyan culture. That word Mufasa, you probably heard of the Lion King, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The word Mufasa actually means king. And basically that particular piece was we lost a member of our family. He was our family dog that we had for a long time. He was a beautiful shepherd, and his name was Rocky. So I always wanted to dedicate something for Rocky, and I had a love of animals, and that's what we did. We created Mufasa. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's very loving.
Well, I can't wait to experience your work. So definitely keep us in the loop for the May event.
Absolutely.
Get some literature so that I can put it out to my social media network, because we're definitely going to make it a point to come and see your work.
Yes, absolutely. You're always welcome to come to the studio. Any of your listeners who want to come, we'll feel free. We'll give you open arms and give you a grand tour. We can't wait.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And thank you so much for having us. We enjoyed speaking with you. I don't know what else we can do, but anything that you need from us, just reach out to us. We're always available to help you in the cause that you're doing. We know you're providing a wonderful service, and this is just an opportunity that we love very much, and we appreciate you guys both.
Yes, and we appreciate you too, because and doing this business, it is so wonderful to talk to people that are walking in their purpose, and it comes over in their voice. And you and your husband are definitely all of that, because I can feel the passion that you have for what you do. I can feel the passion from you, Miss Gina, as well as you, Mr. Paskins. It's just warming and wonderful to be able to have you as a guest on our show and radiate that to our audience. We can't thank you enough. Yes. Now, before we wrap up, I would love for you to give your information again so that people can come and visit you.
Yes, we are Our Story Studios out of Dover, Delaware. Our address is 105 South Governors Boulevard, and that's 19901. You can always reach out with us by calling the 302-601-3068 for information concerning us and what we do. We love to have anybody more than welcome to reach out to us. That's what we're about, and that's what we love to do.
Mm-hmm. Ruth, is there anything you'd like to add?
We would just like to say thank you on. Oh, you're talking to Ida. Oh,
no, that's okay. I just want to say thank you so much for quickly responding and coming on the air with us and sharing your passion and what I love to, and we don't always get to have, our husband and wife working in tandem, working together, seeing one's needs and being willing to step into the gap and fulfill that, and as a result, creating something that is really wonderful. I hope as many people as possible who hear this make the effort to come and see his show or visit your studio, because it really is, I would say it's almost a life-changing experience to see our story told in such powerful and beautiful ways. And the beauty of it is that when I first met you, I spoke to your husband and he directed me immediately to you. And I loved that unity. I loved that husband and wife working in tandem. And thank you so much for coming on the air and sharing all of this with us and with our listening audience.
You're more than welcome. Please feel free to call us again. We'll be more than happy to share the information more as we go along the process. You're a part of our family now. Welcome to Our Story Studio.
Thank you.
Right. And before we wrap up, I just want to touch bases on what Ruth just mentioned about husband and wife working together in tandem. That's a powerful thing. That is really a powerful thing. And if our audience not just hearing about the art, I'm hoping that they're taking away the power of working together. You know, whether it's in a marriage or any type of relationship, there's power in that. And you guys are showing that in what you're doing.
You really have to, in order to get whatever that you're trying to accomplish done. You know, the old adage is 2 heads are better than 1. 2 minds are better than 1. So when you're trying to produce something that comes from another realm, you know, mind, body, and spirit, it's even going to be more powerful if you have 2 of you on the same accord. And as far as business, the more the merrier. You know, what my strengths are may not be hers, or what my weaknesses are, she has strengths that she brings to the plate. So we're definitely equally yoked, for sure. And I would think that to all your listeners, you can get a lot further if you join. It's kind of hard to run a company all by yourself and take it to the magnitude where we're trying to take ours.
Oh, absolutely. That is so true. Ruth, is there anything else you want to add?
We could probably talk for hours, but I'll just say thank you. I'll say thank you, and I can't wait for the next time we see each other or that we have you back on the air.
Yeah. You are so welcome. It's been a pleasure.
Yes,
we enjoyed ourselves very much.
And make
Just like
sure
we had a good time. Thank you so much. We enjoyed you guys. Please feel free. Don't hesitate. Let the audience know that we are available for them. And
make sure you send us the information for your May event.
Absolutely. I will make sure that goes out to you right away.
Thank you. We appreciate that. And much love to both of you. I am so honored to have you on this show and to hear your story.
Thank you again.
This show is brought to you by the amazing women of a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, ASCEN LLC, where we are never in competition, but always in collaboration, and our valued sponsors. Learn more about our sponsors and their services and membership in a Sister Circle, ASCEN LLC, at www.assistercircle.org. To learn about becoming a sponsor for Just Minding My Business Radio and how our marketing package benefits your company, please visit our website at www.assistercircle.org. Voiceovers by RCH VoiceWorks. Contact slvoiceworks8201 at yahoo.com or call 443-620-4115.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford. We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.